Howdy y'all, Noble Squashy here just to provide some informative insight into all of these platinum runs from Stilt VR. This is by no means a speedrun guide, but it will get you to the place where you can get all platinums in every single level. I don't intend to talk the entire time, more of just give you information and tips as we go. That first level you can get by going around and going to the broken bridge. However, I think it's just easier to go up that side part, and it's a little more fun. Most of the time, I'm going to be choosing paths that, while may not be the fastest, will easily get you the platinum times and just allow you some leeway for mistakes. For this one, you're only going up to the top right over there at the beginning to get the fan, and then you're just blitzing the rest of this run. You can see I left a solid around 20 seconds left over. Here, this is the only part that takes a little finesse. You just got to kill all of these. There is a gun in one of these boxes. I can't remember which one, but you can use that to kill. But I think by the time you get the gun, you could already be 3 or 4 enemies deep. And then you just pop up here, either going by the wheel or doing this weird movement that I decided to do. Heading into Hilltop Falls, this is one of those ones where I chose the path of least resistance. You could go around that fence area with some power-ups, but really to this right side over here, just hit the bottom and get the little I have no idea what this thing is called. You shouldn't call it the pew-pew. The pew-pew. Use the pew-pew to get you over the main obstacles at the beginning, and you're just gonna keep flying straight through. Alright, Trouble Island. This was one that's tricky. You think you need to go to the left and go up, but you don't. You just need to follow the line of stamps, grab the middle box here to get the fan out, and then you're going to go grab the helicopter power up to the left of the castle area here. And then from here, you're going to be able to make it all the way to the button. This is an important movement set. You'll see with the green is I shoot the helicopter, and then I will pull immediately, or not immediately, give it like a quarter second, and then pull, and you can actually use it to just increase your speed in whatever direction you're pulling, and that's going to be used a lot. So practice. You don't really need to practice that. Practice it while you're trying to do platinum and gold runs, and you'll get it eventually. It's very easy. Now this is one that has a ton of time that you could gain on my 40 seconds. It's really quite simple. I made a lot of mistakes, but you should be able to finish this one in around 30 seconds or so with ease. Just grab that fan at the beginning, and you're home free going throughout the whole thing. This one's really straightforward. Grab the power up on the right side and just head all the way around. You could try to split the gap if you really wanted to try to launch yourself from the top up there, but you're going for platinum times. You're not a speedrunner. Go for the easy stuff. This one has a ton of time. You can see how much time I had left over at the end of my run, and I'm taking it pretty breezily on a lot of this. The hardest part is just going to be bouncing around inside of the kind of maze area. So that's going to be very important to know your route. So I would say go ahead and do this. Go to the maze, memorize the route you're going to take to grab the keys, and everything else should come pretty simply. You could go around this hill, but give yourself some extra time and just climb up that front area. It's really quite simple. Here, there's going to be the 2 pathways to the left side in the cave are going to be the ones that lead to keys, and then the far right from the area that you entered originally. Far right is the way that you go to grab the 3rd key. After that, you're gonna get to some Squid Games type situations. Hit that, memorize maybe 2 green ones, maybe 1 if you hit an actual good bounce, and just fan yourself right over. If you've lost the fan at this point, you can try to finish it by getting a power up there to the left, or just in the center of the area that you're in right now. But I think it's worth it. Just restart, use the fan, and it will make your life a lot easier. By the way, your time is not dependent on the balloon pop, so the time is over once the button is depressed. This is the hardest one. Personally, I think it's the hardest one out of all of them. Some people might disagree, but this front part is really tight. You want to get pretty close to what I did. You can go a little slower than that. But the more difficult part is once you enter into the cave. You need to kill a handful of enemies in order to unlock the gate out. You can do that manually, but I think it's really slow. Instead, you want to get this gun here and shoot them all. You see, I messed up actually. And then I have to manually kill them. So it's definitely possible to do, but the hard part is you can mess up that gun grab very easily. You have to time really well with the spikes and make sure you don't overcommit. Once you're out, you can kind of overcommit, but if you get hit, you just launch yourself with the button. This is one of the simpler ones to get gold or platinum times. You just need to be quick across the ice, and then there's going to be, you can honestly just grab 1 of these power-ups. I'm gonna grab both for ease. I'm gonna grab the green one here as well because I like having it as a backup, and the timing's not that tight. And then you can just go around to the left, and the button is all the way over there, very easily accessible. If you have trouble with that fence, you can go a little bit to the right and just cross how you normally would. Now, right there where I'm pointing, you can just go and do that. Again, for the sake of consistency, I'm going to grab a power-up here to make sure that I make it up. But you can actually go do a couple of jumps between the pillar and the wall, and you're halfway to the goal already. I use this because once you go up there, yeah, I could launch that helicopter without doing this wall jump, and I would be up there. It would be no problem. And at this point, you just want to use the wall and the helicopter to launch you up. So again, if you want to go for the more challenging approach of not using the helicopter, go for it. This one's just consistent. If you grab that, you can make the rest of the way no enemies, no problem. So you're gonna see me go for, you're gonna see me hit the spikes actually. You're gonna see me go for this power up. This power up is RNG. It's not always the fan. I usually just reset if it's not the fan or the helicopter power up. But there is other power ups to the back where we grab this fan. So you can try to go for it really quick if you want to, but I just do a reset. You're going for time. Might as well do it with the best RNG possible. Here, you're just gonna want to learn this path. This path is about as straightforward as it can get from the video, but it is a little weird. So you're gonna want to figure out a path that works for you. But again, tons of time here. Pop into the door. There's just 7 keys, and you're home free. This is one of the more fun ones because the exit is so close to one of the beginning areas. You see that line of balloons up there? Ideally, you're going to use those to go up. You want to get a power up so that you can get a little extra bit of space. And ideally, I was going to hit the balloons right there, but I didn't. They just pop you right up, get you up on this platform, and right over there to the right is the end. So if you use your little pew pew power up, easy as pie. You can get to the snow area pretty quickly, either going straight on or doing this slightly complicated jump. It's not too hard, but it is a slightly complicated jump to get over there. You can miss it. But as long as you get over to the snow area within about like 8 seconds of when I did here, you're golden. You're gonna climb up and go towards the shining gift. And this jump is another one that can be a little tricky, but overall, if you're up to level 13 and platinum, you probably are hitting that jump 9 times out of 10. So really, not a lot of worry for people who've gotten to this point. We are going to start heading into some of the more difficult ones. Here, you can go left and actually make the platinum time without a power-up, or without the power-up that I'm going to get. But I think it's really, really tough. It took me a ton of tries, and then I found out this power-up was over here, and I was like, gosh dang it. So I go grab the power-up. It just makes my life so much easier. And then you're going to launch over and head over to the door. When you enter the door, if you go left, it's the quicker, lower percentage route of no platforms, but you can just use the walls to bounce around, which with the helicopter power-up isn't the worst, but it's still, again, pretty low percentage. I just go this route because I feel like it hits all the boxes, and you can see I finished with a solid like 12, 13 seconds worth of time. You can go over to the left and get an additional route that works, but I think this one's the most straightforward, and you completely avoid all spikes. You're gonna feel rushed doing this one. It's a lot of time. I would say if you want to like be really tight with getting a timing down before you keep going, just maybe, try to do this tower without many issues, and you'll be fine with your time. Like if you're getting up here, that jump's really important. But if you're getting up here within like 20, 30 seconds of what I just did, you're golden and you can finish the round. When you get up here, there's going to be a fan that you're going to use. In speedruns and such, they're just going to jump off the edge and fan it as far as they can. I actually go and land in the spot that the game would want you to, again for consistency's sake, so you don't accidentally lose the fan. You're going for a one-time run. That's what it's there for. Terrible bounce from me right there, but really good time for cubes. Now you can go to the right over here if you want to, or you can go my way and go to the left. Again, high percentage route. There's not a lot of enemies on the way. There's not a lot of spikes that you can hit, and then all you have to do is make this little jump, which with the fan is pretty nice. Up here, you could make it if you just wanted to launch it with the fan, but again, I'm a helicopter stand. It's always good for protection. I know I can get wherever I need to go when I'm done. This is another one to highlight that I'm going for the consistent routes. If you want to, you can go big, climb the current island that you're on, and then you can jump all the way across to the one that we'll eventually use to change back to small. I just keep hitting the tree that is on that side of the island, and it's a little annoying. Whereas this one, you can get that wall jump way more frequently. And here you're just gonna go in, hit the button, and then cross the little brick bridge. Now you're gonna see I mess up a lot, so this time could be a lot better, and it was not a perfect run. So lots of room for mistakes and errors when you're trying this one. Railway Islands gives you a ton of time. So look at my completed time here. It is less than half of the actual runtime of the platinum timer. Once you know where all the pieces are, you're going to be able to get to it. You can take my route. You can take, honestly, any route that you want to. As long as you have the fan power up, and then eventually, as long as you have the fan power up or the helicopter power up, you can get wherever you need to go in time. So I just start on this one because it's how I started when I originally played it. This jump, you could wait for that railway, but you can get a nice little jump off of the rail there. It's just a little more risky, but it's kind of fun and a little bit of a test to your skill if you can do it on that small of a platform. When you go up to the top here, you're gonna see me hit the wrong power-up. I completely forgot. The magnet's right there, but you can grab the helicopter one on the other side of the spinning. This is the part, that's probably the most difficult part, is not getting hit by that spike. This is another one where you could be really sneaky and try to bounce along the rails, but again, so much time for the platinum. Might as well wait for the car and then do maybe a little fun launch. You got some power-ups, why not? If you find you've forgotten one, this one's probably it. It's kind of, it feels like it's the middle of the map, but it's not. It's totally on that other island. But when you're playing, it feels like, oh, that's kind of the middle of the map. It's either going to be that one or the one that is actually dead center and is near the bottom of the island. This is a completely unnecessary jump. I was lucky, had some railways there. Railway cars there, decided to take the leap of faith and didn't get hit by spikes. If you don't have the helicopter here, you will have to do the regular climb. Again, plenty of time to do that. This is honestly, it's a really compact level, so the hardest gift probably around stamps. But this one, you can grab the fan and you're home free. If you want to, there's another power-up just over to the right side there, where I just started that sentence. But you can see I'm already near the end. This jump is absolutely unnecessary. You can go around, still get plenty of time, but I like that. I like that little jump. Again, if you're at 17 doing platinum, you can probably make that jump at the time. Lava Mystery gives you room to act. The most annoying thing for this one was actually just this front part, making sure that I got the power up here and didn't lose it to any of the birds trying to hit me. If you do that, I suggest just changing. You could probably pick up a power up elsewhere, but why bother? You're going for one time. So here you're going to start with the castle up front, and then you're going to go over to the broken down castle. Oh, I messed up. So castle, broken down castle, home, or chateau, I suppose. I don't know what you want to call that. We'll just call it a home. And then you're going to head into the cave-like, the clay cave-like entrance over here. Once you do that, you're going to enter a whole new area. And you're going to cut right across the lava all the way to that little island that I'm facing right now. Be careful, that rock that looks like it's molten hot will hurt you, and also that push will stop your jump. At this point, I just follow the path that the game would normally take you from this juncture. You can climb to the top, and you can make it to somewhere along this path that I'm about to take. But personally, I think that this way is a little more straightforward, less chancy, and again, plenty of time if you've been successful up to this point that you can go the normal route without getting affected. All right, so I know I said the lava, what was it, the lava fortress, Molten Fortress, I think. That one was the bane of my existence. That was the one that I didn't like doing. This one is equally, if not a little more hard. But you can do it. This jump right here is the hardest part. I suggest do that crazy jump and restart if you don't hit it, and that's fine. It's gonna take some runs to get this one down. You can totally skip that and go around and do it, but you have to be perfect after that. If you go around, you're gonna lose solid 10 to 20 seconds, and you're going to need to be perfect. The reason why I don't like being perfect is the end part of the second section, to me, is really difficult. Like, it's not RNG, it's definitely skill, but it's I do worse on it on average. So for this, you can just bounce around. You definitely don't have to hit all of the red platforms. You can just bounce your way through using the walls, the pillars, and your fan. But I like it as safety. You're going to see here that I'm actually going to hit the stamp box down there. The reason is I'm worried about dying, and you're going to find out. I totally died a couple times. It was really close. I'll tell you my normal path here is I wait, and once the spikes go up, I launch myself. And then I try to land on it before the spikes come back up. Here, I get hit. There's no way out. I'm going to die. I'm going to die, I think, 1 to 2 more times, and then I'm going to get an absolute miracle run. Oh, totally missed the fan. Embarrassing. But I'm gonna get an absolute miracle run. The way that I get through this is not the usual way. I just floundered my way to victory somehow. So, I mean, right here, I have totally wasted, you know, the 20 or 30 seconds that I saved with doing the special run or the special jump at the beginning. But if I didn't have those, I maybe wouldn't have made it in platinum time. And I mean, at best, I would have gotten it with like 1 to 2 seconds. So that's why I say do that front jump. It's going to take a little bit of practice, but it's fun to practice. And at this point, now that you're in the helicopter round, it's just all about execution, baby. Don't miss this upcoming jump pad. I actually totally missed this island. That's a new one. But the jump pad right here, once you're past that, you should be relatively home free. Oh wait, relatively home free my butt. Never mind. I totally forgot about that near miss. I would not suggest going under, but it's apparently viable. Right here, this is one that feels like it should be harder than it is. You just gotta like launch yourself at the hole and you're gonna make it. Now this, you can totally go up the clouds, or you can do what I do, which is come up this side. It went a little worse than it normally does there, but I like going up the side part because again, the helicopter just, it's locked. Like I'm not gonna miss that. Oh, what a fall! But helicopter makes all things possible. And there you go. There's all the platinum times. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, you know the drill. Thanks, Cal.